Alright, I got the framework for this together. These are the side posts. Let's see, put it like this. Sorry. Make sure you can still see what I'm doing. I know I just kicked the camera. Alright, good. Yeah. So basically, it's a framework for that thing. Just gonna piece this together. That's for the heat shield. This will do the middle too, huh? Cut this in half. It was 15. Dead center. Let me see, this is just a quarter short of. I used a wood scrap. It's an eighth short. Okay, 15 is good. That'll get me out. Oops, I moved it. It's too cold outside right now, so I'm doing this indoors. It is just really, really cold out there right now. Leg, that piece. Trying to do this and not block the camera, so I'm making it look more awkward than it has to be, I'm sure. So that is going to hold the thing together. Looks like these boards are not the same thickness, oddly, and they're warped. Alright. Oh boy. Whatever. They've been out in storage out in the cold tent. Don't have to be precise. It's just a backing for that board. It's going to be a nailer. Really? No. Something's not right. I used the wrong piece. That's almost 30. I think I grabbed the wrong piece. Nope. That's warped that bad. Wow. That's warped that bad. Boy, that's fighting me. Why is that so bad? Oh, because that one is that bad warped. Alright, well, I've got to struggle with this and get it together because that just doesn't look right. Why? They're both 30. Boy, that's weird. They are warped. This one is really warped. Alright, I'll be back in a few minutes. I gotta fight with that. Putting the backer on here. Or the cement board on the framing, I should say. I don't know what I'm saying really, but I'm doing it. Now what I'm going to need is a straight edge of some kind. It is so cold out here. Oh, now I want to go. Yeah, we'll go 4 inches down from here. Or 3 inches down. Yeah, we'll go 4 inches down only because of this. Put 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put one here and one here for good stability and strength. Yeah. Oh, I wish I didn't have to do this outside, but I don't know what's in this stuff, and I don't trust the powder getting in my house. I don't know if it's safe or what is in that board, but I just don't want any of that particles in my house. Now I'm just making it snug. I am not putting any pressure because these are ceramic and I'm not risking hurting them. That makes a good line. So I'm going to go just to the right of that. Add 4 inches. Oops. Yeah. That's good. Good so far. This is the way. See how Melanie motivates me. Those of you who doubt our relationship should be certain about it now. I want to be able to reach that. I want to make sure it's just snug. I'm not going to tighten it too tight. Oh, be happy when I can go back into my nice warm fire. There, straight edge, 4 inches. Well, I'm going to finish this and we'll take it inside. Finish all these screws and we'll be back in a bit. I'm liking it. This looks weird hanging in the air and suspended. I'm going to put a brace under that. But I guess I could have cut it shorter, but I wanted to balance. When you look, there's a straight line down from the cement board down to the end of that wood, and over here you get a straight line down from the cement board down. I think when I paint those brackets I made, it'll be better. But now, nobody can complain about safety in this house now. This is right. This is good. No complaints now. There's no way, because that, look at that, it lines up above the black pipe. And by the way, I had this stove cranked up earlier when I was testing this out. I should have grabbed the thermometer, but I'll do that another time. The back side of that, the front side, the metal side was hot to touch, and the back side was cold to the touch. I feel good now. I feel good about this. Now, eventually, I'm going to put tiles back there all the way up, just because I want to. I have them, and I wanted to finish that anyway. And it'll just give a neat appearance, and I have them. So there we have it, everybody. That is official, real backer spacers. That's real spacers. That's the real deal. This is, I didn't skimp or cheat on this at all. That is done the way it says in the instructions. Properly done, with at least an inch air gap underneath, and we have 3 inches, 4 inch air gap underneath. We are good to go. This is really good, and it lines up with the bottom of the stove. The air gap of that lines up with the bottom of the stove. We are good to go. I don't like how it overhangs. I don't know, maybe I can decorate that up or do something there one day. I'm not quite sure. But it is a safe area in the house now. It is safe. Again, I got to figure that out. I'm not quite sure what I think of that. But definitely it's safe. There it is. That's it, everybody. And I made it separate from the wall so that I can remove it when it's time to work on the wall later on and finish the trim work and stuff. I can pull that out of there. Alright, well, a job done. I am going to go out and split some more firewood because we have some sub-zero temperatures coming up, and I need to be prepared for the extreme cold on the way. So I think I'm going to call it a day with the camera unless something else comes up. But for now, that's it. There's a job done, and I'll talk to y'all later. Well, that's quite a few days of burning. I want to get through the miserable cold spell we're going to have. I want to be able to keep the house warm without worrying about firewood. So I've got 2 bad days coming up. So Saturday and Sunday are going to be deep freeze. So I'm going to take all this up, and I'm going to burn what I got to keep that house comfortable. It's going to be the coldest I think that I've ever seen in the tiny house in Wales to date, with wind chill temperatures of minus 25, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So pretty brutal. So I'm going to take this all up in the wheelbarrow and get it up to the house and get ready for the cold. Oh, well, now I'm good for days. Oh. That's quite a few days of burning there. Even if it's super cold, that'll get me through 3 days right there alone, 3-4 days. Right there. That should get me through the weekend right there. Alone, even at the coldest time. And then there's a few more days depending on the temperature. So I'm good to go for at least another week. So I'm going to go in and warm up. It is cold. Alright, everybody, time to do some temperature checks. We have 344. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. We have 178. Right on there. Okay, 118, sorry. I'm trying to look through the camera. I'm trying to make sure you see what I'm seeing. Now I want to see the metal. 112. Let's look at the metal right behind that pipe. 88. Can that be? 88. Let's try the metal over here again. Oh, because the wood stove itself, 110. Okay. The wood stove itself is kicking heat. 118. Don't know if you can see that. 118. Let me see. The stove, 344. Now the wall behind should be cool. 80 degrees. Alright. And Now here's the amazing thing, if I can get the laser to do this. On the opposite side, right on the opposite side of that, where it's hot, is 84 degrees. It's cold to the touch on the opposite side, 81 degrees, of the heat shield from the wood stove. And the wall is 75 degrees, right directly behind the wood stove. 75 degrees. So it's cooler back there than it is in the room. That's really, really good. That's a very good thing. Now, people are wondering about the wood framing underneath. Somebody actually today asked me about the flooring under the stove. All right, let's check it. We have 80 degrees. All right, so it's a bit, you see that? 80 degrees, right behind the wood stove. How about the 2x4, the 2x6 right there? Let me see if I can get that camera into view. Where's my camera? 77 degrees. All right, so the wood itself, where am I? 77 degrees. 77 degrees. Alright, the wood down there, 86 degrees. Big difference in temperature. 79 degrees. So, we're good. Now let's check back here. Alright, right behind the stovepipe, which is, the stovepipe is 108. Right behind it is 92. And on the, just behind that, you won't be able to see this, hold on. It's 76. Right on the other side. So that's an amazing heat shield. Okay, right behind the metal stovepipe is 76 degrees. The heat shield right behind the stovepipe itself, 76 degrees. The stovepipe, 105 degrees. Surprising that's not very hot. 105 degrees. 90 degrees. No, why do I keep getting different readings? I was starting to wonder about this thing. 90 degrees. Oh, I wasn't hitting it properly. 105. 90 degrees. Okay. And behind it, 71 degrees. So, there's different temperatures on the wall. Higher up is a little warmer. 80 degrees, is that right? 77 degrees. I'm wondering if this thing is going off on me. 77 degrees. So, the shielding is good, and it's doing its job now, so I'm very comfortable now. And I don't know, the camera angle doesn't show it quite properly. I have here, this little view here, to me, is 6 inches I've got. I can see 6 inches of space right here, whereas on the camera it makes it look very, very small, a gap. But if I'm standing right straight across from the wood stove now, I can see, actually that's, this little space here, which looks tiny on the camera, to me, is a 4-inch space. It's really weird that the camera makes it look smaller than it is. But, point is that stove, any heat coming off the wood stove, bouncing towards the wall, is now deflected back into the room. And behind this, that shield is warm, and, or is cool to the touch. So, very good. I feel very good now about this. And everything is stable and rugged and safe. Now, somebody mentioned too, a friend of mine mentioned, I do have tiles though. I'm going to put tiles across here and around, and I'm not sure exactly how and where, but I want to come out a little bit with a little triangle of tiles, and up in here one day. I do have the tiles. Now, I want to mention, I have a chimney fire extinguisher. It's an emergency something or other you throw inside. You just open up the box and throw it inside the wood stove, and it puts out the fire if there is a chimney fire. And I've got a fire extinguisher on standby at all times. And my mom suggested I get one for upstairs too, which I think is a very good idea, and I will do so. And I'm going to mount this by the door instead of over here by the wood stove, because if there was a fire in the wood stove, it would be stupid to have to go past it to reach the fire extinguisher. So I will change that. But I feel really good now about the wood stove in the tiny house on wheels. I feel really safe and comfortable now. And it's really good. I mean, you can't get any better than that. So now with that proper, real heat shield in behind there, it's good. It's very good. Well, that's it, everybody. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Sitting in the hot and cozy tiny house on wheels while it's freezing and swirling and blowing outside. Talk to y'all later.